Aloha talofa and yaorana, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited about today's video because I have been wanting to make this video ever since I found the things that I'm going to show you in this video. I moved to a new house, and which means I had to pack up all my belongings, and I found my old journals and like all the things that I would do at the beginning of my dance career or my dance teacher career and owning a dance studio and things like that, and I want to share with you what it was. I didn't know I manifested my life until I found these journals, and then I was like, wow, I was really brewing something for a very long time and it came true, and now I'm living the life that I worked hard for, but it all just kept going that I didn't realize like that I was like working for it, you know? So I'm gonna bring out my journals to show you, and you know, I want to share with you too, I used to have severe anxiety and depression. I say severe, but other people's versions of severe might be different. But for me, like, you know, I did suffer with bad thoughts. I don't know how else to word it. If they call it unaliving yourself now on TikTok, but like I suffered a lot with wanting to do that. I suffered a lot with just wanting to disappear in this world. I felt so lost. Also, I was using substances. I was drinking a lot. I was smoking a lot, and, you know, just indulging in really, really unhealthy habits that probably brought me into a psychosis. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think I could have been in like a weed-induced psychosis or anything else. I don't know. But anyway, I was abusing substances. I was horrible. And that was probably from the ages of like 17 to like 22 years old, where all of that time I was really, really far off. But I always knew I wanted to dance. I always knew that I wanted to start teaching. From 2017 and on, I was like, I can turn this into some sort of career. And then people started to take interest in me. I became very successful in Oritaiti competitions, and so I presented myself as very knowledgeable. I started working on my social media. My social media was a expression, like it was just a diary for me really at first, and then I started like teaching things on it or giving advice on it and whatever, and that kept brewing from 2017 to now 2025. Anyway, I have this book. One of my old friends gave me this book, and it's called Today I Affirm, journal where it gives you prompts and you just answer the prompts. I stopped doing it a long time ago, but I found it, and I just want to talk about the first thing on the very first page that I wrote. So it says, what am I at this moment? And I wrote, at this moment, I am creative. I come up with some amazing ideas, and I'm proud of that. I can do anything I want. And then the second prompt is, who do I want to become? And I wrote, I want to become a successful entrepreneur. I will own 3 to 4 businesses and create a life for my family. And then the last thing, you fill in the blank. That is today I affirm. And I wrote, today I affirm my dedication to my goals. And that like really sums up, I feel like, who I am at this time in my life. Even at the depths of my depression and anxiety, I still was very like far thinking, like I just need to be amazing. And I think part of my depression and anxiety was the fact that I knew I was destined to do things that were beautiful and serving people, you know, but I was so stuck in my own head that I wasn't able to even reach that. And when I read this back, when I found it after moving houses, it was a moment of reflection because we had just bought our first home. Like, my relationship with my partner has been so amazing. We've been together, this will be our 13th year together. And so like the journey is crazy, and I can't believe that I wrote that because I have 3 businesses. I have 2 in-person dance studios and an online business. And it was around COVID when I think I started writing this stuff. Like, I think COVID had just opened up when I got this book, because it was, COVID hit during my birthday, and then like a whole year later it opened up again with the world. But on top of that, I really wanted to show you guys the vision board that I made back in 2020, 2021 maybe. And it's so cute. Like, it's so cute because I see myself in this board still. but just with more insight and more confidence. I think when I started building this board, I was still suffering from really, really, really bad anxiety, and I was just like trying to do any sort of exercises and practice that would pull me out of my head and put my energy into something more useful. And that was like building a business. From a very young age, I think my senior year, we had to do a senior exit project. The senior exit project was where you had to do an internship and do a whole project about the internship and like whether it was a good job for you or whatever. And everybody, like, other people wanted to be teachers, so they would shadow a teacher. I wanted to be a dancer, and so I was trying to find ways where I can do that. I couldn't find an internship for dancing because, I don't know, it was just foreign in our world of dance. So I went and I worked at one of our family friends' restaurants. I worked there for like 3 months, and then my entire senior project was about how I never want to work for someone ever again and how I'm going to build a dance studio. And then fast forward, that was like my senior year in high school. That was 2016. 2017, I get my first job as a dancer. I come home from that job. It was in Okinawa. I come home from that job, and then everything sets flight. Then COVID hits, right? And so then I have this book, and I start vision boarding, and I start trying to be more creative with different ways to make money, to be honest, because at this time I had already moved out of my house, and I was living in my boyfriend's house, his family's house. But at the time, we were still really young, and we weren't the most stable during that time. And so I was just trying to find ways to like take care of myself and really support myself. So my vision board, coming back to that, I wanted to have a clothing line. And it was during COVID when people were, just trying to be creative online. And I really wanted to have a clothing line at the time. And so I made like all these things. I have another one right here. This one is really cool. This one, you can see like the clothes that I was designing. This is a picture of my mom. That is my body of a mom, and I wrote mama on it, and I like wanted to make a t-shirt about that, and then like pictures of myself. And obviously like I wasn't thinking of putting myself on it, but I was thinking of these images where it's like beautiful woman. And then I really liked this one. I ended up actually making a sweater like this where it was my face cut off, but that was my body. And then it just says vagina in the corner. And I just felt like these were like something I really loved. I started thinking like maybe we'll do like 2 sets here, and then this one I like took this little picture off of, I don't know, Google or something, and I was like, ooh, we'll like put little patches like on t-shirts and stuff like that. And I just made this whole thing. I had a whole outline. I started researching how to make a website and researching how to like create a brand, like all those things. Like I was very motivated around that time. I'm just so like inspired by myself because I was like little Kanani who like literally wanted to and leave this world, put all of her thoughts into motion. And like I'm sitting in our own dance studio, and that kind of goes back to like this place. Like I just can't believe we're here. When I found this vision board, I really had a moment of reflection. My diaries were really intense. Like all of my diaries were like super sad. And then when I was coming out of my depression, or like slowly, exiting that time, I found other journal entries that like got a little more positive. And I was like, look at that. Like you're coming up in this world. And these vision boards remind me of the possibilities in this world. And I want to come back to this one because it's so cute and detailed. Let me just hold it up for a second. And some of the things it says is, I'll read it like they used to read books when I was in kindergarten, when your teacher reads your book like this and you're sitting at the mat. But this one says, you can do anything in the whole world. You are a creative, a dreamer, a boss of all sorts. You are the main character. Believe. You knew your whole life that you were not ordinary. You think for yourself. You are worth it. Think large. Dream beyond your bedtime thoughts. The world will not wait, so you must be the world. You can. Fuck it up, is what I wrote. And what else does this say? Be you, make shit happen. And then I was like, just using pictures that inspired me. Like some of these pictures are people that I knew in real life, but I was like inspired by them. Like this is a girl I went to high school with, and she was just such a baddie that I was always like, oh my God, you're so cool. I want to be like you. Like, she was always like really authentic, I felt like. And she was just such a hottie. I still follow her to this day. You're a baddie, Vanessa. During this time when I was like making these journal entries and like super dedicated to my mental health and myself, I was obsessed with TED Talks. I was obsessed with people who would vlog about how to create a business. Like, I was on every single how-to YouTube video you can find. I built my own website at the time, Kanani.Lokelani.com. I built that all by myself, like from scratch, like watching YouTube videos on how to make a website and then going in there and designing it. It's not the best website you'll ever see in your life, but I made it with my own time and my own energy and my own thoughts. Like, now on my website server, they even offer AI. So now AI does some of the work for me, which is probably why it looks a little bit better. But like, I never hired anybody. I didn't have any money. Oh, I want to share this too. I love talking about money, but everybody else looks at money like it's a taboo topic and you're not supposed to, share that stuff. But when you read Forbes, Kylie Jenner is now a billionaire, no one bats an eye when someone who already has all the money talks about having money. But someone who's small, like me, talks about money, and it's like, oh my God, like, are you sure you want to share that information? But I'm like, why not? Like, I'm so grateful for people who have always been honest about every single topic because it's allowed me to learn. But I remember the first time I made $10,000. Now, I used to watch this girl on YouTube who, one of her videos was like, how to make $10,000 a month. And she lived in this sky-rise apartment. I think she was in LA. She was absolutely dead drop, gorgeous. And she would make all these videos about how being yourself, will get you that 10K a month. And like, she was like saying how her first goal in her business was to make 10K a month. When I heard that was her goal, I was like, that's my goal. That's what I want, because that's the life I want. I want to look through a huge window. I want to have a home of my own. I want to, reach for the stars. And the day that I made my first $10,000 was the most mind-boggling day of my life. I didn't even know what $10,000 looked like. Like, the only time I've ever seen that many zeros was in a math class. And, my parents supported us a lot, but I don't think I ever seen their bank account or something. They never told me how much they made a month. They never, anything like that. And they never told me how much they lost a month, like on both spectrums of money. They never told me how much it costs to live and then how much we're making. And then so when I made my first $10,000, it was during COVID, I think, or we were coming out of COVID slowly. And I was just like, I can't believe that. And I can't believe I made it through being a dance teacher. Like, who makes $10,000 as a dance teacher? Come to find out, people do. And so I'm here to tell you, like, your small business, your small dreams can really make a huge impact on your life. And it could be such an incredible experience, and then you will finally make it. I feel like I have finally made it, and I'm now reflecting. Like, I'm now being like, oh, little Kanani, you're so cute in your affirmation book. But this girl who was striving for something amazing fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Like, dedicate yourself to your dreams, study them, study your dreams. Before I thought about having a dance studio, I needed to be a great dancer. I wanted to be a great dancer. So every single minute of my life, even when I was supposed to be in math class doing math, I was listening to drum beats. I was trying to find ways to become a better dancer. I was fully dedicated to it. And then when I finally reached what I looked at as my, highest point as a dancer, or when I finally became comfortable with who I was as a dancer, I then started to work on my business, my dance business. Now, I told Alpha the other day, like, I don't know what's next for me or for us as a family, but I know for damn sure that I'm so happy right now in my life. I also feel so much more confident because I have slowly but surely been eliminating very negative things in my life, or things that don't serve me, or people that don't serve me. Like, I'm very good now in my life. I'm very good at being like, bye. No, we're not doing this. This is not a relationship I'm going to have anymore, because I need to reach my greatest potential. Before I had my daughter, my greatest investment was myself. And that's what all those how-to videos taught me, was like, you need to invest in yourself. There's nothing better in the world to invest in than yourself. And we can all do it in our own unique ways, whatever that means to us. For me, it was creating what I have here, this dance studio, all my students and everything like that. And now that I have my daughter, I know what it's like to pour into something, because I poured so deeply into myself that when I look at her, I'm like, okay, like I feel like I have a better insight on how I can help her reach her next goals because I have experience of doing that myself, where like I reached my goals, I moved forward, I stayed mentally strong, especially in a part of my life when I wasn't mentally strong. I still knew that there was somewhere else for me to go. There was more for me. I just needed to lock in and, you know, see the end of the day, see the end of the tunnel. And yeah, and now we're here. And I've been itching to make this video. I've been itching to give you love and warmth, and hopefully, you know, you can manifest your future as well, whatever that is for you, and just go for it, you know? Anyway, that was it that I wanted to share with you guys today. I definitely recommend these little journal books. I recommend finding your journals or making a journal to start off with. And yeah, I'm really excited for life. And I'm probably at the most healthiest and happiest I've ever been in my life. So anyway, that's it. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. I promise I'm going to keep this up. I don't know. Bye.